So, how can a philosopher who lived, 2,500 years ago actually help us today? Well, we're about to find out, because we're going to explore his timeless wisdom through this really fascinating new guide, the Confucius Dictionary.
And hey, it's a totally fair question. I mean, in our world of AI, of constant, rapid change, why on earth would we look back thousands of years for answers? The thing is, it turns out the core challenges we're wrestling with right now, they're not so new after all.
Just think about it for a second. Our leaders are constantly under the microscope. Our communities often feel more polarized than ever before, and so many of us are just searching for a solid ethical foundation in a world that feels incredibly complex. These are the exact kinds of problems Confucius dedicated his entire life to solving. Okay, so before we really dive into his ideas, let's get a quick sense of the man himself. Who was this teacher whose ideas would go on to shape so much of East Asian thought for, well, centuries to come?
So Confucius was born into this noble family that had kind of fallen on hard times. He worked in government for a while, but got pretty frustrated with the whole political scene, so he just left and decided to travel and teach, focusing on things like personal integrity and respect. But here's the wild part you can see on this timeline. His ideas weren't even widely adapted during his own lifetime. It was only centuries later, during the Han Dynasty, that his philosophy became the actual bedrock of the state. Kind of crazy, right?
Now, the main place we get his teachings from is a collection called the Analects. But let's be real for a second. Diving into ancient philosophical texts can be, well, it can be pretty intimidating. The language is complex, and the cultural context feels like it's worlds away from our own.
And that barrier, that complex language, that ancient context, it can stop a lot of us from ever engaging with these incredibly powerful ideas. But it really doesn't have to. There's a way to unlock all that ancient wisdom.
So what if you had a tool that could translate not just the words, but the core concepts? Something that could make them immediately understandable and, more importantly, relevant to your life, right now. Imagine having a direct key to the mind of Confucius. And that right there is exactly what this book is. The Confucius Dictionary is that key. It's this super unique guide that breaks down his entire philosophy word by word, making his profound insights accessible to absolutely everyone.
So what does that actually look like? Well, let's crack it open and take a look inside. We'll sample a few of the most important concepts that you're going to find in this dictionary.
Let's start with the big one, Ren, or humaneness. This is often considered the absolute core, the beating heart of Confucius's teaching. It's the virtue of kindness, of compassion. It's about seeing the humanity in everyone around you and really cultivating a deep sense of empathy.
And this is a perfect example of how the dictionary works. It pairs that definition with a direct quote from the Analects. And this one, well, it probably sounds pretty familiar, right? It's the Golden Rule. Confucius articulated this fundamental ethical principle 500 years before the Common Era. Amazing. So building on that foundation of empathy, we get to E, or righteousness. This is all about taking that compassion and actually putting it into action. It's about having the moral compass to do what's right, not just what's easy or what's convenient.
And the quote the dictionary pulls for this one, whoa, it is so relevant today. The superior person understands what is right, the inferior person understands what will sell. I mean, it just draws such a sharp, clear line between integrity and personal gain. It's a truly timeless piece of wisdom about character. And the third core concept here is li, or ritual. Now, ritual might sound a little formal or stuffy, but for Confucius, li was about everyday stuff. Etiquette, manners, the proper ways of interacting that build a sense of community and shared respect. So you have Ren, that's the feeling, then you have Yi, that's the action, and then Li, that's the social structure for that action. They all work together to create a harmonious society. This slide, which illustrates the entry on authority, shows you just how practical these ideas really are. Look on the left, you have leadership through punishment and fear. Sure, people might obey, but they don't develop a moral compass. Now look on the right. You have leadership through virtue and example. And here, people don't just follow orders, they actually develop a conscience and learn to live together in harmony. That is a powerful lesson for any leader in any time. So the crucial point here is that this isn't just some academic exercise. The Confucius Dictionary puts this practical, actionable wisdom directly into your hands. It's literally a bridge to our modern world. So what this guide really offers is a totally new way in. It's not a dense textbook, it's a lexical journey. It's that bridge you see here.
connecting these ancient ideas to our modern lives and showing that this is still a living, breathing philosophy that can absolutely guide us today.
Look, we've only just scratched the surface in this short explainer, but hopefully you've gotten a little glimpse of the profound wisdom of Confucius, and you've seen just how clearly this book presents it. If any of these ideas about leadership or integrity or community resonated with you, believe me, there is so much more to discover.
So if you're looking for a guide to help you navigate our complex world with a little more integrity, a bit more community, and a whole lot more wisdom, this dictionary is a fantastic place to start. You can begin your own journey with one of history's greatest thinkers by grabbing your copy of the Confucius Dictionary using the link right there in the description below.